Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today I have a 1 versus 1 on Blood River. Over in the dark Eldar corner we've got the Blast Furnace. As over in the Necron corner we have got Focus. Focus is going to be going for a couple of Builder Scarabs, Necron Warriors and a Necron Lord, but no Plasma Generators for some benign reason. Whereas the Dark Eldar are going to go for a singular Mandrake squad and double Hall of Blood. Okay, no standard openings from either players at the moment. Mind you, though, we've got some 2 late Plasma Generators going on from the Necron player, but why? Why 2 Hall of Bloods? The Blast Furnace sent us this game over on the Discord, so I assume there's something to be had and something to be done. We do have some Builder Scabs coming over yonder, throwing down a Ghost turret. I imagine, what, double Warriors to come out extra quick? For reasons beyond my ken. We'll see what happens. What's coming out on this first Hall of Blood? We've got some Warrior squads coming out. The second Hall of Blood, we were seeing an Archon. Okay, so trying to get our unit and a hero at the same time. It's an interesting opener. We'll see if it plays out. Ghost turret is going to be finished. I don't think it's been seen by the Dark Eldar player. No, not at the moment, so they will be unaware of its approach. But dear oh dear, that is they'll certainly now see it, as it is within range of the Hall of Blood, so Warriors will have to do something about it. I imagine the Archon will come out, probably tank the damage from this Ghost turret, and then the Warriors will come along and do the extra DPS. Warrior squad's very good at long range combat, 45 and 58 damage all in all. So absolutely deadly to kill these build Scarabs. Although versus Necron Warriors, I imagine if the Necron Warriors are built up to higher numbers, they'll probably be able to take them down. Necron Lord on the way out. We do some Warriors moving down the negative cover of the Blood River. Archon now popped, will decide to bash this Ghost turret in the face, will be going for an Incubi. Builder Scab's going to try and repair it, but they will be shot down ever so quickly by these Warriors. And yeah, this Ghost turret is not going to survive for nearly as long. I mean, it's kind of like an interesting comparison to how the game last week on Blood River happened, where it was Eldar versus Necrons, and there was like a Ghost turret over yonder. So it has managed to take up 1 Hall of Blood there. Maybe that was the reason why I built 2, just to, in case 1 Hall of Blood died or something. Necron Warriors being slowed by the Archon's Drain Health ability, whatever that one's called. Bit like Bulbasaur from Pokemon Yellow and Blue and Green, or whatever the original ones were. Torture Slave being taken down, but will be replaced. Builder Scout's going to move around trying to capture some critical locations. Same with these Mandrakes over here. They managed to capture this relic and whatnot. Ghost turret being placed down in the base, probably anticipating some counter-offensive. Some more Necron Warriors on the way. Necron Lord moving into the base. Going to see what he can do and harass. These Torture Slaves are very, very vulnerable to all sorts of harassment, as they're very, very low health. But like we said, they can just walk up and just pop buildings down and then kind of run away somewhere safe. Build Scarabs trying to decap that strategic point, but will fail miserably. There's a very, very aggressive opening from the Necron player, but not really achieving all that much. Has lost his Ghost turret, which I don't know, how much do they cost? Not entirely sure how much they cost, but I reckon it's about like 120 something green money. No Plasma Generator from the Dark Eldar player at the moment. 62 and 0 compared to 50 and 1% build speed. So yeah, so things are going to come out very, very slowly for the Necron player at the moment. You would normally see 1 or 2 obelisks this early in the game. We'll start building up 1 at the moment. But yeah, just focusing way too much on the early aggression. We've now got 2 Warrior squads moving in, and not really much that the Necron player can do in defence. They have got a Ghost turret. Do believe that they're able to kill 1 Warrior for every 3 shots that they take. But then again, the Warriors can just move in, absolutely wipe out all these Builder Scabs, and then move out. And again, another major weakness of the Necrons is that if they need to replace them with their Builder Squads, they've got to do it from the Necron Monolith, and well, that will then delay anything else that they want to build up. Going to go for a second Ghost turret. Ghost turret over here, not going to go down without a fight, going to be quickly repaired by all these Builder Scabs. Necron Warriors moving in, as well as the Necron Lord, going to be sending these guys straight back to Camera, as a Archon is going to move over on this side. We're going to pester these Necron Warriors by the relic. They're doing a fair bit of damage. And their replenishment numbers are... Oh, hold on, I've got to go to the other side to see their replenishment cost. Yeah, about 50 blue money. So very expensive for what they are. I mean, Space Marines are also 50 blue money to replace. And they do not the same amount of damage, but they're a lot more tankier, a lot more flexible in combat. We're going to see the second plasma generator for the Dark Eldar. Not taking into any Dark Foundries or anything, no tier 2s at the moment. They're quite comfortable with their harassment in the tier 1s. Necron Lord caught out a little bit, doesn't look like he's got any more jumping juice to play around with. We'll turn around, see if we can spank these, or at least tie up one Necron Warrior squad before teleporting into the base, seeing if we can harass these tortured slaves. And yeah, absolute madness on the battlefield at the moment. Some mischief going on over here. Archon going to be harassing these Necron Warriors. No chance for them to run away. They will have a full-blown squad wipe over yonder. But tortured slaves managing to survive the onslaught brought down by the Necron Lord. Warriors now trying to chase around these... Well, Necron Warriors trying to chase around the Dark Eldar Warriors. But too slow, not enough DPS, not enough tankiness at the moment in this stage of the game. Haven't gone for their disruptor fields as of yet, so their range capability is not as good as their close combat capabilities. Necron Lord being slowly whittled away. We do have a summoning court online at the moment, tier 2 going for the Necron player. Will probably want to maybe take straight into some destroyers, as these warriors won't be able to do much damage at all towards them. But destroyers are quite chunky and expensive units. Necrons being laid siege to. They do have a good number of ghost turrets though, and the range on these guys are quite serious. Necron Lord trying to push away these Mandrakes and Archons. And to be honest, they should be able to hold their own against this small force. But then again, while they're running away and distracting these combat units, these Dark Warriors are able to harass the obelisk very, very slowly, taking it down. Will be blundered up by the tier 2 obelisk. Will be forced back, losing a couple of models from this ghost turret, sniping away from a distance. Build the Scarabs, trying to keep these things online at the moment. Forbidden Archive on the way as well. Probably will want to see, what would you call it, the phase shift ability for the Necron Lord, just so he can regenerate his health a little bit more. More Necron Warriors over here. It's a bit of deja vu. We've just been in this place before. Moving around back over here for reasons beyond my ken. Not entirely sure why. Got tier 2 going for the Dark Eldar. Homunculus Laboratory on the way as well. Might potentially be seeing some... the jumpy ones. The jumpy Dark Warriors. Scourges, that's what we call them. Scourges. Doing some Wraiths on the field now, which will be very good for harassing and decapping while these warriors are going about their wicked foul business. Going to go for a second Wraith as well. Are quite fast for infantry units, but not nearly as fast as their Eldar counterparts with their fleet of foot. Wraith going to be trying to slapping down this Tower of Loathing. Tower of Loathing will go for a Tower of Dominance add-on. Wraith deciding that not going to do all that much in the way of damage. We'll try and focus these tortured slaves, stabbing away at their hind legs, giving them the sweet release of death. We're caught in the middle of splinter cannons on either side. More warrior squads on the way as well. 10 for 11 for the squad caps at the moment. 104 and 40 compared to 70 and 60%. So Necrons are in a good place economically. Wraith managing to survive for a little bit longer. Homunculus Laboratory going for some splinter cannon add-ons. So yeah, it does look like a warrior squad focused build. Going to be focusing primarily on their DPS. Truly embracing the glass cannon nature of the Dark Eldar. But we'll need to punch through and maybe take down some of these plasma generators, or at least hem the Necron player in long enough so they can get their economy online. I mean, all these Tower of Loathings have been upgraded. It's a very serious economy that Blast Furnace has got going on at the moment. Wraith phase shifting. Oh, sorry, not phase shifting. It's just tanking it all in the face. Going to be doing a bit of scouting, a bit of reconnoitering. Maybe going to attack this tortured slave. Going to prevent them from harvesting some souls. What's the soul count on them at the moment? 137 as we speak. Necron Lord phase shifting out the way, going to be regenerating his health. Quick Sharpish. Also got that ability where he's got some scabs around him, which will decrease the amount of range damage he takes. Got some more Incubi on the way for the Archon as well. Great Summoning Core as well. So yeah, the Necron player, I imagine, will have to tech into something that can deal with all these warriors. Although I imagine it's Blast is in a really good position. I mean, his economy is absolutely fantastic. When the Necron player thinks of anything to counter these warriors, if he takes down 1 or 2 squads, he's got the population cap spare to counter whatever's brought forth. Witch Cult Arena on the way. Witch Cults will be able to smash their way through literally anything that the Necron player can bring to bear when they activate their combat drugs. Although without their drugs they're a little bit lackluster, I would have to say. So, very small window that they've got to work with. Gonna go for tier 3 as well. No Dark Foundry there. Forbidden Archive standing firm in between these 2 obelisks. Big boom going towards the Archon. Teleporting around, going to prevent this Tower of Loathing from finishing up with these flayed ones moving in. Obelisk taking a fair bit of damage. Archon's range capability not nearly as useful as the warriors, but with their upgrades on splinter cannons, able to take down these strategic points very quickly. Flayed ones out in the open, going to be protected by the Necron Lord's phase shift ability, giving them ample opportunity to move in slowly but surely towards the Archon, and slicing him up like a bad man dem. Grenades going off onto the flayed ones. Damage over time by the looks of things. Well, I do believe as well they reduced the line of sight for the flayed ones. Can't really tell from this angle because the Necron Lord is in there. Doom Spider now on the field. That's going to be quite the beast for the warriors to shift out the way. Has been upgraded with a particle projector. It will be useful at range and in close combat. We'll also be able to pick up some Necron bodies. Lots of bodies to pick up over here. We'll be able to help keep the consistent approach of the Necron warriors and flayed ones online. If he does keep repairing them, I guess. If that sentence made any sense, I'm not sure. I'm quite tired, quite drunk, quite hungover, as per usual. Warriors over here, not having the best of times, being sliced open in half by these wraiths. Will manage to narrowly survive. Witches moving forward. Looks like they've gone for their poison weapon upgrade. Damage over time and whatnot. Warriors not liking this obelisk. That's the 3rd time they've taken down the obelisk. Necron Lord teleporting back over to shove these guys off holy ground. Necron's going to go for tier 3 now. Ghost Huts have been upgraded. 2nd monolith on the way. So we'll be able to just spam out any units that they want from tier 1. Which is not wanting to get into close combat. Quite comfortable using their pistols at range. Popping their drugs, now going to move into the base. Probably going to want to focus on these plasma generators. Take down the economy of the Necron player. Although a bit of a flirt going on at the moment. Although probably saving their money for some tier 3 goodness. One plasma generator will be taken down. These witches are taking a bit of a pounding from these double ghost turrets. Incubi as well doing what they can. Over here, combat is still going on. Flayed ones slowly but surely chasing around these mandrakes. Mandrakes have had their morale broken and will have a squad wipe going on over there. War beasts on the way out. Going to turn their attention towards these flayed ones. Flayed ones will see those war beasts and decide to teleport away to the safety of the base. Archon and witches only managing to take down 1 plasma generator by the looks of things. Did also take out an obelisk as well, so not all is lost. Tomb Spider building up some more flayed ones. Going to see a Necron Lord being replaced. Warriors moving forward. And to be honest, yeah, like we say, the economic strength of the Dark Eldar has been able to transition from just warriors into something a little bit more potent. No vehicles at the moment though. Looks like it's just ever so content in staying at that infantry-based composition. Double Warp Beasts going with their Beast Masters. It's essential to keep those guys online. Do have a turn ability, Crucible of Malediction I do believe it's called, from the Archon, forcing these flayed ones to start stabbing each other. Drugs being popped. These guys have been stunned by the Archon's slow down health drain ability. Necron Lord teleporting in, using his phase shift ability to keep his lads safe and available. Flayed one being thrown down to the ground. Yeah, it's not looking all too pretty for the Necron player at the moment. Slow but surely being picked apart. Warp Beasts absolutely lethal in close combat, can melt their way through literally anything. I know it doesn't say here that they've got a anti-building focus, but I mean when your melee damage is 164 to 80, you can essentially just smash away through anything. Faras on the field. Sorry, pariahs, not Faras, pariahs. It'll be auto-reinforced to maximum their number. Very, very useful unit. Any damage that they do to a unit does slow them down by a certain percentage, and that slowdown will be active until the unit that causes a slowdown on them is dead. They're very, very useful for chasing down units that like to retreat, which is having the morale broken by these flayed ones. Flayed ones managing to stay online for a little bit longer. Got 2 units available. Double Wraiths also moving in. The Necrons aren't out of it at the moment. Still able to hold their own. Big combat going on over here. Lots and lots of warriors absolutely mulching their way through these pariahs. But it's only one model left. We'll manage to scare these lads away. Oh, the Necron Lord went for the Nightmare Shroud, so... Oh, wonderful. We don't normally see that in a game. Forces every unit to lose all their morale and then force them to run away from the Necron Lord. Splitting the forces, giving these pariahs enough time to retreat. Wonderful use. Tomb Spider summoning more guys to the fray. More Wraiths coming out. Population has been full. 1, 2, 5 and 79 compared to 119 and 60%. Necrons getting to the maximum of their infantry squad cap. Might want to transition to some buildings. Sorry, not buildings, vehicles. Necron Warriors have not gone for any of the upgrades at the moment. Going to be very, very squishy at this late stage of the game. And lots of flayed ones. Not sure if flayed ones are the way forward. I mean, there will be ideal at going toe-to-toe with these Warp Beasts, in the sense that they will be able to get some hits off. But these guys literally cannot keep up with the warrior squads. Slave chamber going on down here. For reasons beyond my ken. But then again, I mean, I'm sure that Blast Furnace knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, that double blood hall opening must be a meta somewhere in the world. Tomb Spider just tanking all the damage as best they can. Picking up all his fallen. Bringing him back into the fray. Crucible of Malediction going on these flayed ones. Combat drugs have been popped. Necron Lord jumping in. Very, very low in health at the moment there. These guys just retreating away from them. Doesn't look like they've been had the morale broken. Just keeping away from him. These flayed ones only just managing to get out of that mind control ability. So it is on for a very long time. Pariahs, looks like they've taken out a couple of models. Which is over here, making quick work of this obelisk. More turrets up and at them. Nothing coming out from the Necron Monolith though at the moment. If the current float that they've got on at the moment, I reckon just... They've got all this vehicle space, get some destroyers involved. At the moment there is no major thing in the way of anti-building, sorry, anti-vehicle. So yeah, just get some destroyers online, man. Get involved, or at least get some upgrades. Unless he's saving up for a... What do you call it? A restored monolith, but then they don't have any... Yeah, they've got no relics, so... I'm going to go for an energy core. So we might see the Shroud of the Nightbringer, or Shadow of Nightbringer, coming online. Necro warriors casually suiciding themselves into a couple of warrior squads. Slave chamber over here, very meaty in its own right. 717 stalls have been formed, so I imagine Blast Furnace is saving up for his Soulstorm ability. Blade One's been teleported round the back, very, very low health, but does not look like they're going to be very useful. Pariah's been convinced to stab each other in the face. Now, what's their slowdown ability when they hit things? Does that mean that they've slowed themselves down until their own models die? Combat drug's been popped, but they are retreating. Necron Lord, a fearful creature in his own right. More flayed ones jumping in. We're going to focus on these warriors. Obelisk has gone down there. Lord Destroyer on the way out. I mean, there's no vehicles for him to take command over. I'm not sure if it's the right idea. That's it. I think the Necron player's downfall is not transitioning into units that would be beneficial against the warriors. I mean, you don't normally see warriors or warrior focus build for Dark Eldar in most games. So I imagine he probably thought, oh, he won't stay with warriors forever, he'll transition to something different. But no point in transitioning if you've been given no reason to. Lord Destroyer out on the field, but it's for words for what he was supposed to do. It's going backwards and forwards. Necrons having their morale broken by the tormented screams of the Dark Eldar's soul abilities. Who's over here? Oh, this Wraith has just been absolutely pummeled from all sides. Not minding it too much, but when that phase shift fades, we'll be in a world of pain. And yeah, there's not much that the Necron player can do. And now the Ravagers are in. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to call this for the Dark Eldar player. There's literally nothing that the Necron player can do. But, I mean, we got to see two Hollow Bloods. We got to see some more proxy turrets and stuff. So, interesting openers from both players. But, yeah, the double Hollow Blood wins it for today. Anyway, my name's been Mr. Landshark. Plays always, never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.